Parker Resources Mini Clinics. Today, we've got Max Wiltz, the defense coordinator at Riverdale High School in Georgia. Coach Wiltz does a great job. He's talking about causing chaos with your D-line in the 3-5-3. Should be a great mini clinic. Coach does a great job. Hope you like it. All right, we got a real treat today. Pleased to be joined by Coach Wiltz, defense coordinator at Riverdale. Coach, before we get started, I got to brag on you. You gave up 8 points a game last year, man. 90 points in 12 games.
Yeah.
No pressure this year, right?
All right, no pressure. We'll try to see how we can please the fan base this year.
Hey, listen, in football, it's always you're only as good as the next game. I know, but I do want to take a minute, all joking aside, and say I was really impressed with you guys all last year on defense, and that's why I want you on here. I'm sure we could talk for hours, but let's get right into what you got. We're going to talk about D-line movement in the 3-5-3. Have at it, Coach.
All right, appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we're talking about today is causing chaos in 3-5 with D-line movement. And so 3 key points. This is something I pulled from our playbook on defense. So what we want to do is we want to create mismatches on every snap at the front. We all know defensive line is the front is the most important part. And people have a misconception, I think, sometimes about the front, but this is what we do to try to make sure people can't get a beat on our guys all game. So we want to create mismatches every snap. We want to shut off all the run gaps to free up our second-level defenders to make plays, and we want to confuse the offensive line on pass protection. So those are the 3 key points here that you'll see on video, and when I'm going to go through these couple of slides, I'm going to show you what we do. There are no secrets in football, so I really don't mind sharing these things. And hopefully they'll help somebody coming behind me or somebody that's coaching right now. All right, so of course the age-old, the proverbial slant with the 3D lineman. And what that does is, of course, you see right here, it causes either a double team or you're going to get somebody coming free. We tell our defensive end to the slant side with who's going out to slant as if there's a tight end to his right or left.
What are they aiming for, Coach? What's the nose going for?
The nose is going for the hip of the guard, and defensive end on the left is going to aiming for the hip of the guard as well. And the end, where there's no tight end, he's aiming for the hip of if there was a tight end there. Right. All right, now another secret or key is that we want our guys, we have to train this in practice, of course, is as you see the arrow stops right there. So we want our guys to aim not only at their hip, but at the what we call the trapping lane. So we don't want to run upfield. We want to, if that guy moves or is gone, you just want to get right down the trapping lane. So that's another key point. And like I said, I just pulled this out the playbook, so all those elements are in it. All right, so let's move to our plus call. Now, in our defense, everything is right. That's a whole other issue. But everything's right. So in our plus call, we're going to bump to the end on the right. Let's call it left. So as you see right here, he's going to bump into what we call a 3-tech on the guard. And then the nose is also going to bump to a 1-tech on the guard to his right. So if it was to the left, it'd just be the opposite. If there's no tight end, that end's going to stay. He ain't going to bump. And believe you me, it takes a lot of practice to tell the kid, I know we call it plus, but don't you bump if ain't nobody there. If it's coming to you, you don't bump, right? You know, our kids don't have a big attention span these days. Right. If there was a tight end, right, then here's the key. So let's say we call plus, or what we call in our defense, Lucy plus. The end on the right will bump to a 3-tech on the guard. The nose will bump to a 1 on that guard to his left. Now that end, I know that the arrow's not really representative, but the end's going to bump into the gap. He's going to get right in the middle of the gap between the tackle and the tight end. He's just going to play foot, he's going to play big in there. And depending on what the scheme is for that week, sometimes we'll tell them to get to the inside shoulder or that tight end to keep that tight end from going out for a pass if it's a passing down, or stay on the 6 technique on that tackle.
Coach, what would cause you? Why would you like this better than slanting? Is it because of your kids not being able to get there, or because of something they're doing? What would cause you? Because they're going to the same place, right? This is the same as slanting. What would cause you to like this better or make that adjustment?
So the only thing if our kids have a tendency to run upfield and I just want to put them in the gap without having them slant, if I want to control where they end up at, okay, I'm putting you in position to make the play as opposed to slanting you.
Yeah.
And we feel like, let's say I start the game out slant, which you'll see here in the film in a second. Let's say we start out slant and our guys get washed. Well, now I'm just going to get you in the gap. Now you just got to play big. So you're not slanting, you're already in the gap. Another key on a scout report is if they like to run power inside over off the tackle, they're trying to run trap. I'm gonna put you in the gap and then force those guys to make a double team at the point of attack.
Right.
Yeah. So just basically game plan, scheme, and stuff like that. All right, then one of my favorites, especially against teams that you'll see this on film. This is a favorite for me. I think my kids like it too. Was the old school twist, what we call tango. And so that end's gonna take a hard. He's gonna long stick all the way down, try to get all the way down to the A gap. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Then those gonna whip around and keep it tight. And the end on the other side is just going to, if it's like you're seeing it here in a second, the guy's a runner, he's just going to mirror the quarterback, him and that Mike linebacker. But anyway, he's going to mirror the quarterback, just play straight up. He's not going to he's going to keep it tight, right? If we get too wide on this, of course, we can't create running lanes. Another one of my favorites is pinch, kind of like slant anyway, but we're just going to bump the ends inside on the shoulder of the guards and don't let them out. We're just going to control the box right there and try to keep those three guys from moving. So those are
the nose still slant, coach, or does he play different when he pinch?
He's just going to bull rush.
He's just going, so he's playing straight through stuff. He's called out stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to bull rush. He's going to bull rush on this. And again, once we get going, sometimes my coach had to tell me, hey, man, you got to slow down, go back to base or somewhere. So the nose is just going, unless we give a nose call on this particular stunt, he's going, a movement, he's going to just bull rush. And that's pretty much what you're going to see here on film. So let me get right to the film, man. Let me stop share. And let me go. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
No pressure time here.
No, ain't no problem.
All right. And these clips are I just put them all together instead of. So here's some examples of what I'm talking about. This is a plus call, and I slowed it down and I sped it up, and so you can get an actual visual representation of it. So we just want to focus right here on the D line. See them bump to the left like that. Mm-hmm. Then we just double team. So now you got all double teams. Now second level defenders able to make the play. So let me speed up a little bit. Well, let me pull it forward. All right. So once again, you got them right before the snap. So that's the key, like right before the snap. It probably is taking hundreds of hours of practice to get that, just to get that one movement right.
Do you do it against the air a lot in individual and your pursuit drill? Like when you work the timing on that?
So we do it in individual. So my D-line coach are working under the shoot. We're working against trash cans. We're working against air. Then we're working against team. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we're working on the hill. Mm-hmm. so they remember. Here's a good example of what it does to an offensive line. And this team actually jumped off sides 3 times in a row. So as you see, they move. Right before snap, the guy in the offensive guard moves, and then let me speed up a little bit. Oh, this is one I rewound just so I could get my point across. And so the thing about it is they got a tight end here, so we bump into that to the left where the tight end is, and then the offensive lineman jumps. Get to the next one. This is another good one. I think this is a region playoff game. I can't remember. So we bump over to our left. Even though they got double tight, I'm not afraid. A lot of times people want to load the box when they got double tight if you got an odd front, but you really don't have to do that. Sometimes you just bump all the way over and play games with it. So again, here you see the linebackers right there ready to fit in the gaps when they bump. So this is a cross movement, a cross stunt, if you want to call it that. What we do here is we get our kids to come back away from where they are. So they got a tight end here. I'll bump all the way over, away from that tight end when the ball snapped. So this guy was a runner. So what we did was I just told the end to the right, or the guy that's top, whatever, if it's left or right, to just go out there and just mirror the quarterback. So as you see, he ain't really rushing. All right, let's get to the next one. This is the cross again. They bump left, he's gonna come back right. Depending on what team we playing, they're gonna come hard, they're gonna just kind of don't run upfield and kind of feather out there, just let them throw the ball, really. In this particular case, at the beginning of the game, we wanted to let them throw the ball for this reason. We didn't think they could beat our DBs. All right, let me get to the next one. All right, this is a good example of tango. And so before I go with tango, let me explain it like this. So what we do is we usually take our nose and put them at end, or we'll try to bring another guy in and put my end at nose. And so when they twist, hopefully other teams not paying attention, or they get so caught up in the game they don't realize I put my end at nose. Now we're gonna twist. So this is a good example, back-to-back plays, and we kept doing it until we got what we wanted. We got the result. I think this is a good teaching tape right here. Right here, you see it's not really tight. It ain't tight, so he kind of got out of there. We rallied to the ball pretty well. Out of tight twist. You see the guys kind of getting up far. 23 and we're wide right there, right? But it does force them out, right? And we dropped everybody.
Would this be more of a pass down call?
Yeah. I know it's a pass down. Sometimes I will run it on what I may not be a pass down just to see. Here it is again. As you see, we got all our second level guys almost on the same plane. And what that does is it gives the quarterback something to look at, and it also allows us. Sometimes I may bring a Mike linebacker, sometimes I don't. And throw them off with coverage behind. As you see right there, we had guys on the same level.
It allows you to drop 8.
Right.
And still cause a little bit of chaos, because the problem with dropping 8 is you don't get in usually. So if you can find a way to get chaos and get in and drop 8, you're always going to be better. Yeah.
Right. And so my Mike linebacker right here is kind of getting out of that too fast. But anyway, so let's go to the next one. If you know a good tech guy, let me know, because I ain't good with making these clips. So this one we keep it real tight.
Yeah,
and we get the sack. Yeah. So, and when I try to, the good thing about it is going back and showing the younger guys what to do, what not to do. And that was a great sack by number 5. I really appreciated him. Miss him a little bit, but it's all good.
Yeah, he's a good one.
All right. And then the last clip is I think it's so this is a good example of somebody trying to overload. I think I did this one pretty good. So they bump over, or they do plus to the unbalance. Basically, you got your power trips over there. Basically, a tight end, 2 receivers, and we just bump over, causing double teams. And then this is a good show of how you got a nub to the right, and so we bump over. So now you got double teams. So now second level defenders can make the play and shut it down. So that's pretty much what I want to share, because I think a lot of people still, I don't have a problem with even front. I think you can change it up, which we do sometimes. I bring a guy up and we'll turn it into a 4-man front. But most of the time we're going to play odd, because if I can get the numbers on you, if I can get you to block 3 with 5, I'm going to win most of those battles. And that's the thing I try to impress upon A graders coming up. Well, what do they understand 3? What's 3-5? Well, let's talk about it. So basically, when they understand that, I think the kids have a lot of fun with all the movement. I think that's another key to just let the guys kind of, move around, run around, that kind of stuff, do twists and stunts. And then they really get into it. So that's pretty much it. I appreciate you for having me on, man. If there's anything I can ever do for anybody, share my information.
Yeah, we'll have it on here for them, Coach. They want to know more, and we try to keep these short, but that was really good. And I can attest that Coach does a great job with his defense. Coach, y'all did a great job, man, and you have for years. I was glad to see it where other people saw it last year a little more because of the numbers you put up. But looking forward to following you guys this year. Thanks again.
Well, I appreciate it.
Take care, Coach.
You too.
See you.
All right, bye.